days a year. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Yeah, we're here on the holidays. We're here on when it's not holidays. We're here. I've done this show from the hospital. I've done it from Target. I've done it from wherever. It has happened. But really excited to be here with everyone today. Super thankful, man, of all the crazy, wildest, weirdest years of my, of course, you guys know, old life, right? Old and crappy or whatever you guys want to call it these days. This has been, obviously, for all of us, the strangest year there's ever been. And I don't mean that in a good way either, but I have to say, and today we have a lot to be thankful for. We've got, two of the football games were canceled today. We have a great college basketball schedule, though. And we still have football. And, 6 months ago, who knew if we were going to even have that, right? That Thanksgiving was going to roll around. We were going to even have games at all. And I'm just thankful that we were able to get sports back up and running. I'm thankful that, I think help is on the way for everybody. And I think that I'm thankful that, a year ago, I didn't even know what I was going to be doing. A year ago, I was in a legal battle. Really, I wish I could tell you guys what went down. But, I'm just thankful for everything. And I'm certainly thankful for all of you who, have made my life what it is. So we all have a lot to be grateful for, a lot to be thankful for. And, hopefully we get on some winners, and we're thankful for those as well. But like I said, it's just I can't thank you guys enough for, everything that you guys have done for me, all the support that you guys have given me over the last 15 years. It's crazy, right? And especially over this last year, which is really, like I said, the last 2 years have been my toughest years of my life. And, for all of the money that I've made and all the success that I've had, and for everything that, has happened to me in my life, which is crazy. You guys know, those of you that have been watching me for a long time, that, I started this in a 600 square foot apartment in Chicago. Maybe it's 800 square feet apartment in Chicago. Now I live a life, people say to me, it's like, you must be living your dream. It's like, no, this is beyond anything I could have ever dreamed of. And it's like, you guys have all been part of that. And it's been an amazing ride that we've been on together. And I just can't express to you guys how thankful I am for each and every one of you for, even the people that, do nothing but come by to tell me how much they hate me, and that just tells me I'm doing something right. Because the people that tell me that they hate me, those are the people that we don't like them anyway, right? We don't want them around anyway, so who the hell cares? It just tells me that if I'm doing something that pisses those people off, man, then I'm doing something right. If I'm making picks that, the ones that I don't win are the ones that, the cheapskate, person that complains about everything and is just looking for someone to blame, if that's the one that I lose, then I lost the right game, as far as I'm concerned. But hopefully we try and win them all. Doesn't always happen that way. But once again, I just can't tell you, and I'm certainly grateful for my supporting group here. Let me bring them all in, for our co-hosts. Got Brian, got Chris, and Rod. Welcome to today's show, Thanksgiving. We are here. I am ready to watch some games, and I am going to eat like no one's business. I'm telling you, it's like my wife always does the same thing. She buys whipped cream and she buys Cool Whip. And it's like, whichever one is the wrong one, I'll return it. And she knows damn well both are going down. Both are going down. It's like, who are you kidding? All of a sudden it's like, well, I got some pineapple. Maybe I'll dip it in the Cool Whip. It's like, it's there. It just happened to be in the fridge. I know it's sealed because it was supposed to go back. It's not going back.
So you're a Cool Whip guy? I like the spray whip.
No, we got both. We have both. Right. I have spray whip on my pie and everything. The Cool Whip got left over. And, right. I just happened to have some bananas, whatever else is growing in the yard, bananas, pineapples, all that kind of,
A spoon.
Yeah. Spoon.
Mouth.
Hand. Thumb. Whatever the case may be.
Tortilla chip.
Anyways,
do you eat turkey on Thanksgiving, Mitch? Because I know you don't like meat.
No, I don't eat I don't eat red meat or pork, but I eat chicken and fish, and we've got turkey. Just my wife and I for Thanksgiving. We have our neighbor Bruce comes over every year. He's from Alabama. He's older guy. He's he comes over for Thanksgiving. He's the best guest you could possibly have. He shows up about 15 minutes before dinner. As soon as he's done with his pie, he's out the door. It's beautiful. It's like there's no lingering. There's no he's like he understands that I have how many games tomorrow. Those videos aren't going to happen by magic. My football videos for tomorrow are all done, but my
I think I'm coming over next year and I'm going to stay all day with you. So.
That's fine, man. Stay. We got
at least till the cops show up.
We got plenty of room. Brian, what do you got for sale today for Thanksgiving? I got to say that, I have a football package and a basketball package. I like my basketball package better than my football package. These are games these football games are games that if they were on a Sunday or something, I don't know if I'd be there or not. I've been back and forth on these picks, and I put them in because people are going to ask me for them anyway. But I'm more in for. I really like my hoops today. I really like my hoops.
Yeah, I have to disagree with you on that one. For me, these are definitely games that I would take a look at on a Sunday. Definitely more so than our that Monday Night Football game, which was terrible for me. But for today, I got my massive Thanksgiving 3-pack. Get all 3 plays: 2 NFL, 1 college basketball for $50 at pickdogs.com. 10-4 runs, 71% in the NFL. So looking to continue.
Chris Ruffalo.
Sir, well, I got my, we had our Thanksgiving a month ago, but that still doesn't mean I can't have a second Thanksgiving. So I got Thanksgiving Throwdown. I got 3 college basketball games for the afternoon as one package. I got 3 late college basketball as another. Got my top NFL play on the board, or you can have everything as part of my Thanksgiving spread. 7 plays over for $39.95 over at the website. Get on one of those long-term passes, pickdogs.com premium.
Well, Ann, yesterday's show, I'm not going to ignore that it didn't happen, but I think Ann found out, and this is the lesson for everybody out there. Okay, this is the message to everybody that watches the show and comes by and takes pot shots. All the emails that I get, I want to be on your show, I want to be a capper, I want to be all that stuff. You get in the mix with Ruffalo and me on a college basketball day with 80 games. You better study up because we're going to start pulling stuff out like Coppin State transfers that you're going to get hit from all sides. And I think Ann who's can handicap the games like no one's business. She can pick totals. I mean, we've seen her pick winners. She had a ton of winners on the show yesterday, but I think what she didn't realize was going to happen, what a lot of people out there don't know, is the hours and hours and hours that idiots like me and Ruffalo spend studying stuff that nobody cares about or nobody thinks they care about. Until all of a sudden, I even bet against that Coppin State guy. And as he's blocking those shots against Utah State, I'm like, what the hell was I doing? Because I even said it on the show. The guy's 7'10". It's like he's got a wingspan like Minute. It was like, you see that? They couldn't even get anywhere near the basket. It was like they showed the ball and VCU. It was just like, here's the ball. They just gave it to VCU and the guys just dribbled down for a layup. They were up by 9 points. But anyways, the thing is that I think Ann learned that lesson yesterday, and I think now she knows, if she wants to be on the show with us, she better come with a little bit more ammo than saying, I don't like Drake.
Long crazy night in the hospital. So it was, a happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And again, I'm very thankful to be here and to have a wonderful audience. And it was just one of those things that I wanted to push through. I was so excited for college basketball, but I didn't sleep all night. I was dealing with a really bad family situation, and everything is okay. But luckily, that's no excuse. The only good thing I could say about yesterday was my parlay did win.
No, absolutely. Hey, that's the whole thing is that I was saying is that you can't take anything away from the picks, but it's like, you don't want to just sit there and say, well, I don't like Drake. It's like, we're going to kill you. It's like, we're going to win by 20 points.
When I retained my notebook, I had Drake circled, and I was like,
of course.
When you deal with that shit, it's like, okay, whatever. But hey, you know what?
I had the dark circle around Drake, because I was just doing one of these. It was like, you ever have one where it's just like, you're just like,
when I did all this, I was like, oh, I did have Drake in there, but
Drake.
I just don't like him apparently.
It's like, and then you look at it again, and you're like, and you say to your wife, and she doesn't even like, you say to your wife, and she just like has no idea what you're talking about. You just say, man, Kansas State sucks this year. It's like
you circled it so hard that you're.
Well, I was thinking yesterday in the show, I had nothing in front of me, so I was like, oh, Kansas, Kansas wrapped Kansas. But I was like, oh, okay, that Kansas, yeah, well. Okay,
that's all right. Well, we move on to today. We don't look back. We look forward.
Back.
What do you got today?
Ann is here. Today is Ladies Giving up on the site. I am loving my basketball today. Like you, Mitch, I'm feeling great about it. You're going to get all the picks up there. It's listed $30, $35, something like that. I also have 2 totals today on college football and college football and NFL. And I'm also going to do some ladies giving on the show today to make up for yesterday and give out some free premium plays today. So.
All right, I'm going to address this question right here. It says, might be a stupid question, but adding so many games each day with college basketball, thoughts on adding 2 extra computer picks each day? The software.
Why not?
Because the software is $2 a day, okay? It's $2 a day. Go buy the software. You can have picks on every single game on the board. The whole idea of the show is just proof of concept that the software works, and that it's worth $2 a day when there's 80 games on a day. Ruffalo, what's the math on that? So it's 40 divided. It's $100 divided $1 divided by 40. So what's that? 2 cents, 2.5 cents a pick. 2.5 cents a pick on a day like yesterday. I don't know what to tell you, man. And that's not even
a tool in your tool belt. You gotta have it.
Yeah,
like it's like you gotta have your hammer.
Yeah, it's like we give out. It's like, let's see, Mitch. You already give out 8 million free picks. How about if you give out 8 million and 2? It's like, sorry, it's not going to happen. Anyways, Rod. Speaking of not going to happen, Rod has turned off Skype auto updates. It's like you're supposed to type F no, like when they say, "Would you like to?" F no. It's like it's like I still have Skype. I will tell you guys, I'm still on like 7 editions of Skype ago. I will not let them touch my computer. Since Skype got bought by Microsoft, I've let them update my Skype once. I even like when I get a new computer, I transfer my version of Skype from one computer to the other. I know this one works. And those other ones, I don't have time for your random updates when right in the middle, like they'll do the update like right in the middle of the show. They won't even ask. They'll just say, all right, we're going to update your Skype. It's like, I didn't, what? Huh? It's like, so Rod missed the college basketball opening day show because of Skype. Bill Gates, you suck. Bill Gates, I hope you lost yesterday because you didn't have Rod's picks.
Rod, we should have traded places yesterday.
Yeah, you could have dealt with the nightmare that I dealt with.
Oh.
It was more than Skype. It was Skype. Microsoft decided they were going to update everything. So I got a brand new version of Windows, and it's like
congratulations.
I got a brand new version of Skype.
Oh,
and
there
I'm like,
you go.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm so lost.
Well,
that's why I don't have the app on there. I was telling him, I'm like, I deleted this. I'll just do it the other way. Go online and go in that way.
Yes, I was definitely dropping a few F no's yesterday.
Well, what do you got for sale today?
Definitely very thankful today. It's almost been a year that we've been doing this together.
It's crazy, right?
A year.
Crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's been a year. Crazy year, though. Definitely very thankful for what I do. Love doing this. Today I've got Rod's Turkey Shoot Triple. I got 3 NCAA basketball games that I love. We're aiming to sweep the board on those. Guaranteed to stuff your pocket for Thanksgiving.
Not necessarily true, this comment right here. Underdog bettors got crushed yesterday. Not true. Not true. Not even remotely close to. Not even remotely close to true. Drake won. Drake won. Right, you just got to pick the right dogs. Eastern Michigan, the one that was the most bet against team yesterday, covered easy. They were never outside of the number, and I got hammered in the YouTube comments on my Eastern Michigan pick that I also gave out on the drive-through. So be sure to tune into the drive-through every day. It's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's not on today. Rod, go ahead. Rod was on the drive-through yesterday.
Yeah, and my drive-through pick slammed it.
My drive-through pick slammed it too the last time I was on.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys got to watch the drive-through.
Oh, I saw you.
Oh, yeah. Giving out winners there too.
Yeah.
Tune into the drive-through.
Lots of winners. It's okay. Like when Ruflo talks, just turn the volume down like I do, and then you turn it back up. That's how.
The drive-thru doesn't close. It's still Thanksgiving. You can still go through the drive-thru.
All right, let's get to some picks. Rod, what do you got for sale? You got anything for sale or not? We got to get to some picks. We're 15 minutes in. Brian's sleeping over here.
I'm sleeping.
I've got one NFL pick, one Thanksgiving stuffing play that I love. It's going to add cash to your pockets, stuff money into your pockets with that one NFL winner. Or grab Rod's turkey shoot triple. 3 basketball plays that I love. We're going to hit all 3, and we know turkey's running around today.
I got 5 college basketball picks that I freaking love today. Like throw the bomb at all of them type picks. I'm going to hit them extremely hard. I'm telling you what, it's going to be a great Black Friday because I'm going to have a lot of extra cash to use, man.
I'm jealous. I wish I could have found
actually my car is my car is here and I'm picking it up tomorrow. I'm really excited about it. I got a new car and I lease, so my lease is up, so I got to get a new car, and I got to see. It was like, wow, I really got a nice one. I got an M series BMW, and it's just the reason why I didn't pick it up yesterday is because I get the windows tinted. It's a separate thing. But I got it fully loaded, except I didn't get like the heated seats, because I don't need it. I don't want any of that crap. And it's like the less buttons, the better. But I got it. It's fully loaded. It's got the, I always, my cars are always very similar, but this one is really nice. It's like they updated it, and a lot of the things that I had paid for as upgrades in the past are now standard. So it was just, I don't know. They just did a really nice job with the new M series BMWs.
I've been in love with the Corvette look lately. I've been obsessing over the new Corvette.
I like the Corvette. It's tough to fit a lot of the things that I like to do with the Corvette because I've looked at them and I looked at a Maserati before and it's the same thing. It's like they don't make a surf rack for the Maserati, so it's like it makes it a little difficult. Anyways, let's get to some NFL action. We got the Detroit Lions taking on the Houston Texans. This is one of those things the Lions used to own Thanksgiving Day. They used to own it, and then all of a sudden they didn't own it anymore. And I'll tell you, one of my most painful losses going back to like the Lions owning Thanksgiving Day was that Aaron Rodgers, didn't he throw that pass to Richard Rodgers? Wasn't that on Thanksgiving Day? Yeah, that was gruesome, and I had the Lions that day. So I don't know if that was Thanksgiving or not, but I just remember that play. And I just know I've lost a lot of Thanksgiving days on the Lions since they stopped being the kings of Thanksgiving. But the Texans in that 31st ranked pass defense are in town. But they have, the thing about the Texans is that both these teams have no wide receivers playing today. So it's going to be very interesting. Galladay is a difference maker for Matt Stafford as far as I see it. He is kind of like his guy, And without him, Matt Stafford looks lost, man. He's the tight end, I believe, is banged up too, right? The guy from Iowa.
Hawkinson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, what do you think here? Lions and Texans.
Yeah, I can't figure out the public money in this game. I can't figure out why they're in love with the over. I know the Lions, like you said,
because there's no defense. There's no freaking defense on either side.
They're both going to try to run the ball today, in my eyes.
With who?
Whether they're Whether they're going to accomplish that, I don't know. I think the Texans will come in sleepwalking.
Who's going to run the ball for the Texans? If they're going to try and run the ball, just tell me. I'm way interested.
Duke Johnson.
Who?
Duke Johnson. Duke
from Miami?
Johnson. I like him.
The Duke? I love the Duke when he was at Miami.
They got another running back.
One of my greatest.
Anyway, I like the under here. I don't know. People have pounded the over. It hasn't really moved anywhere. If anything, it's going down about a half a point to a point. So for me, I'm going to take the under. And for first touchdown, Adrian Peterson. So we'll see how that goes. He's paying out at plus 800.
I guess. I guess at. I don't guess. I know what happened is that. Duke Johnson's first game that he had played at Miami, it was like that they had gotten him recruiting-wise was like such a big deal. But they went to his house and like I guess all over his room and everything were Miami posters and everything, so they knew they freaking had him. And it was like, we got the Duke. We were so excited about the Duke and everyone wanted to see the Duke. And then their first game was against Boston College. And it was kind of the down years for Miami. They were 2.5-point dogs. I was at the MGM and people that like I knew that like didn't know I was even in Vegas and stuff found me at the MGM Sportsbook because they could hear me across the entire casino screaming, "Here comes the Duke!" every time he ripped off gigantic runs. It was like, and then like all these other people that all had Miami, every time he got the ball, we were all like, "Duke!" going crazy. He had a monster game that day against Boston College. Chris, what do you think here? You think the Duke gets it done here? We know Rod is DeAndre Swift. Not.
No, I think there is something to Kenny Golladay being out that's going to impact Detroit. I think they're 0-5. Yeah, they're 0-5 without him in the lineup this year. And as much as I like Matt Stafford, when he doesn't have any receivers, he can render that offense ineffective. And, I think Houston's a better team than the record would indicate. I think they just got off to a really, really bad start to the year and just never really recovered. But, I think Houston gets the job done here. I think they win this game, and they win it by at least 4 points. So I'll take Houston, I'll lay the points. I think for my first touchdown, I'm going to go Kiki Kuti at plus 2,000.
Ooh.
And what do you think?
Yeah, it's like you had Houston last week beat the Patriots, and that was a great game. I love that game. I was on Houston there. And Brian, I think you're onto something with this because everything is telling me, take the over here. Everybody's putting the money on the over. But it's like you watched the Lions last week. They get beat by PJ Walker, and it's tough to get behind that team. I think I'm going to lean towards the under on this one. I think too many people are on that over.
So, September 1st, 2012, Duke Johnson rushed for 135 against Boston College on like 4 carries. 2 of them were monster touchdown runs. Anyways, Rod, 41-32 Miami.
This one, I think we're dead on with this under. I'm looking at the one when they look at books are showing me when they do these race to 20 thingies, they don't want you to bet anything higher than a race to 25. So I see this like a 23-20 game, nice and close. And I'm going to lean Detroit. I think all this, everybody thinks 0-5, 0-5. Everybody's leaning. Everybody's like, oh, Detroit's not going to do anything. I think they'd sneak a win in here. Last second field goal. Give me Detroit and the under.
Who's the kicker on Detroit? For the last second field goal,
Prater.
Oh, yeah, he's reliable. Anyways, he's a real gem. Wasn't he the Bears kicker? Wasn't he the guy that? No,
Prater is pretty reliable. He could hit a 60-yarder like nobody's business
and miss a 15-yarder like no one's business. You don't get that Detroit kicker job. They don't just give that to anybody. Jason Hansen was like one of the best kickers in the history of the NFL, and like outside of him, the Lions have had nobody. Meanwhile, in Dallas, the Cowboys -3. This line opened at 1.5. It went to 3. It looked like it was going to push 3.5. Right at one point, it never quite got there. And I don't know.
Castillo on the Jets, they do.
Cowboys looked pretty convincing last week against the Vikings, but that was coming off of a bye. Now they're on a short week. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, for me, I think a lot of people are drinking the Cowboy Kool-Aid again, even though
Got some kind of
for me in this game, I think there's value on the under. I think both teams are really going to establish the run, and they have the running backs to do it with Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, and then Washington with McKissick and Gibson. So I could see a run heavy, keeping the ball out of the quarterback's hands in this game. Take the under.
$50 super chat. You guys are the bomb.
Oh,
Thank you so much. $50.
fantastic.
That's crazy.
First touchdown scorer, Logan Thomas, plus 1,600. If they score a touchdown.
Is that in the? That's
They
in.
will.
That's in which one? Did you? All right. I didn't get my first touchdown for the Lions game against the Texans.
Yeah, you got to. You're on a hot streak.
Yeah, I am on the heater.
Yeah, you are. You're like 2 for 2.
Of course I am.
Doing great.
I'm always like a second half of the season guy. I always am. Let's see. Lions versus Texans. First touchdown. I don't know who's not injured. Let's see. There's a lot of guys that are questionable here, right? That's the issue.
Yeah.
That is the big issue. I think it's going to be Deshaun Watson with the scramble right on into the end zone.
Yeah, he's a Texans player. I like Watson.
Deshaun Watson, first touchdown. Huh. All right. Where are we at here? Ruffalo.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under here. I'm with Brian on this one. I think there is going to be a ton of running the football. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised again if there wasn't a touchdown in this game. I know I said that about the last time these two teams played, but again, it's always a possibility. But my first touchdown, I'm going to go a little bit juicy. I'm going to go Antonio Gibson at plus 700.
All right. And
I'm actually going to go the other way as you guys. Give this out as a free premium here. Take the over. Yeah, Dallas guy, Andy Dalton back. He did relatively well, and Zeke finally rushed over 100 yards after a few weeks. I think, with it being Thanksgiving, it's going to come out, and we're going to see past that total of 46. Take the over.
all right. What's the over for Andy Dalton interceptions today?
I kind of
Oh,
see
and
Washington.
and for my first touchdown, $5 each on any defensive player to score.
I think Washington's defense is on an uptick. I think they're getting better as the season goes on, but it's just that defensive line really gets to the quarterback. I think Dalton's going to have some trouble. So.
Rod?
Yeah, I agree with the under here. I'm going to take the under 46. That Washington defense ranks 6th, number 1 against the pass. Definitely going to be tough for Dallas to throw the ball down the field, so they're going to try to run, and Washington stuff that up too. Take the under. I see this as like a 17-14, 2017 game. Take the under.
Washington spent a lot of money on that defensive line. They are an expensive defensive line that they have there. And I got to say, it's paying dividends because usually good pass defense means that you have a good pass rush. I'll explain
Yeah,
to
you
you.
don't have to send anybody on the blitz and you get pressure from your line then.
Thanks, Brian. I was going to do a little football 101 for everybody here and explain to everyone how you get pressure with 4. And that way it gives you an opportunity to cover with more.
He's already got the Cowboy Kool-Aid in the punch bowl.
But basically, the other situation is, and this is we hear this term all the time on draft day, and we hear it throughout the season when they talk about certain defensive backs. This guy can cover man coverage. This guy can do this stuff, and that is today's NFL, where if you play pass defense outside of simple man coverage, it's pass interference. I mean, it just is. If you're within a 3-yard bubble of a wide receiver, it's pass interference because fantasy football has destroyed the game. But when you have what the NFL has done at this point, and this, and tell me if this doesn't make perfect sense, is they find the biggest guys that they could find. Somebody maybe in the 6'3" to 6'7" range who runs a 40 below a 4.6. Okay, these are the requirements to be an NFL defensive player right now. You got to be about 250 pounds and run like a 4.6 or better 40, maybe a 4.7, depending on what kind of wingspan you have. Everybody rushes on every single passing play. It's basically just all-out blitz. It's just like Sandlot, all-out blitz, and then you have these little guys that do man coverage. The quarterback basically throws up prayers, and then they say, wow, our pass defense is so good, because the quarterback's throwing up prayers. Basically, defensive backs are just fielding fly balls in center field. And that's what Washington has going on. They took Chase Young. They got Jonathan Allen, the guy who puts the push up the middle, Montrez Sweat. These guys, they clearly went defense first, and that's how you win championships, right, is defense. I think Andy Dalton is a guy, when he faces that push up the middle, is one of the worst quarterbacks of all time. We saw him against better teams. So when he plays against better defensive fronts throughout his career, and I don't know if Ann's got this number because he always has this coach did this and this guy did this. What's Andy Dalton's record against Pro Bowl defensive tackles? I'm going to guess it's 0-100 because this guy has never won a playoff game. Right? He was in the playoffs every single year in Cincinnati and never won a playoff game. Right? And it was always against the Texans that he lost. Right? Always. The teams that could rush the passer. It was always that. He's a dead man. Dead man tell no tales. I like the under. This is going to be ugly, man. It's going to be a real ugly Cowboys and Indians.
Did we forget what happened a few weeks ago when Dalton came out? Weren't they playing Washington his first game out, and his first pass was this wobbly, wounded duck that barely got anywhere that a Washington player grabbed and almost ran in for a nice pick six, but he dropped it.
Andy Dalton under any kind of pressure is hideous. He's hideous. He had in Cincinnati, look at the receivers that he had, right? He had, Chad Johnson. He had A.J. Green was basically a safety net. If you have a guy like A.J. Green, kind of like DeAndre Hopkins, those guys are very similar, right? Julio Jones, A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins, these guys basically are, when the quarterback's on the run, throw it up for grabs. But he doesn't have that guy in Dallas. Lamb is fast, but he's a rookie, and he hasn't really shown that he's got these amazing hands. Amari Cooper, he's afraid of the football, which is a fundamental problem if you're an NFL wide receiver. Anyways. Interesting little game there. Anyways, let's get to this college matchup. We got Utah State and New Mexico. This is one. It's so you want to talk about nailing it, right? If you're the head of programming, the Ravens-Steelers game gets postponed. You've got Utah State and New Mexico, a game that nobody was going to watch, right? Now all of a sudden, man, you got ratings. You've got ratings. You've got interest. You've got ratings. Someone's winless. All that kind of stuff going on here. I think that New Mexico's looked a little...
Someone's going to have to
New Mexico
today.
missed 5 field goals last week against Air Force. They missed 5 field goals in that game. And they were inside the red zone all night, and got nothing. Utah State has looked punchless. Brian?
I wonder when the last time New Mexico was laying, around 6 points, 5.5 on the road. That's crazy.
We're going to take a look. We'll find out.
I don't know if has it ever happened.
I'm sure it's happened. Of course it's happened.
But for me in this game, I'm going to take the under. I'm going to go with the public here. I just don't know where the points are going to come from. I'm not wild about this game. I'm skipping it. But if I had to bet it, I would take the under.
Well, where the points would come from is you have the 124th ranked defense against the 114th ranked defense, and that's where points generally happen. Is when you have two matador defenses. These guys play defense like the Arizona State basketball team. It's not even optional. Arizona State, they refused to even go past the half court line to even pretend to play defense yesterday. It was they were defense optional going in, and then they became we refuse to play defense. We will not do it. We're just going to stand there. And it's like if they miss the shot, maybe the ball go out of bounds. Maybe something like that will happen. I don't know. But did you see that? How many points can be scored in a college basketball game? It's like, I think I had the over in that one. It was like, oh my. I mean, people will hammer me for like, a bad pick on opening night, but nobody said one thing about my Arizona State Rhode Island over at 150.5. It was over with 12 minutes left to go in the second half. It was so over.
So New Mexico was laying 6 points last season in the first week against Sam Houston State, and they barely covered that game.
But they did. Cover.
But they did. And then they were favored by 4 against New Mexico State and won by a field goal, 55-52.
Swift is likely out. Officially out. Mitch, stop being mean to Brian. My voice is so screwed up from last week still that I can't even do the voice.
I mean, I'd probably take New Mexico just because of the point spread. It seems like they're trying to get you to not take the Lobos today, but I don't think it's working.
Mm-hmm.
And you're up.
Yeah, I mean, this game I absolutely hate. And it's like, of all games, this one should have been canceled. None of these teams have won. In Mexico got murdered last week, 28-0 against Air Force. I have a total on this that I do love under my premium, but for me, it seems like it is more safe to take New Mexico. But then again, you look, they're 0-6 against teams with losing records for the last 3 years. I'm going to lay the points with Utah on this, even though I don't even think they've covered a spread, but this will probably come down to a field goal.
Here's my favorite call out of this is up there. I'm going to say, I wish I could, I can save the comments, and I think this is one that I'll be saving and just show to everybody my favorite comments of all time. How many game winners have you kicked? I'm not an NFL kicker, so it's like I would say 0. But that's not my job, isn't to kick winners. But I've picked winners. I haven't kicked winners, but I've picked a lot of them, and that's my job. That's what I signed up for. I didn't sign up to be an NFL.
I think we need to add that to our list of contests. We can have a field goal kicking contest between.
Well, I like Charles.
Charles would win.
Charles. I mean. Have you seen the computer pick show where I showed Charles kicking the field goals?
I saw that one.
It's like, man.
Who needs Zerline when you have Legatron and Charles Ormsby?
Yeah, 45-yarders, like no problem. No problem. 45-yarders.
Had to use spread knowledge to determine the wind direction for that kick, but he nailed it.
It's like the magic 8 ball. If Charles kicks it, then it's a win.
Are we covering college basketball today?
Eventually.
We're on our way.
I mean, I don't know. It says it in the title, college basketball picks, and I mean, we generally cover. We're not going to cover all the games, but we're going to cover the ones that the ones that I feel like we will. It's like I don't know. Oh man. Some days are easier than others, man. There's no such thing as stupid questions. Rod's like, yeah,
they must
right.
have just came in or something.
Rod's like, yeah, right. Where are we? Rod, you're up. Here.
I'm up. Okay, I'm going to take New Mexico in this one. I think the only reason why I think New Mexico's going to play way better. Their quarterback should be back for this game, but I'd definitely keep an eye on that. Make sure that Tuodi is going to play, and if he doesn't play, then I definitely would stay away from this game. I wouldn't touch it at all. But if he's playing, the Lobos will beat up on Utah. This Utah State Aggies are not good on both sides of the ball. Not good. 126th ranked offense, 114th ranked defense. They are not good. Mexico will beat them up.
Yeah, you don't see college coaches fired mid-season too often. it takes a lot. Normally in NFL, you see it all the time in baseball and basketball and stuff. But in college sports, you don't see the coach fired mid-season too much.
No, not very much at all.
All right. Speaking of college, let's get to this college hoop schedule. What a beauty we got! It's a small schedule, but it's not bad. So we're gonna go back to our old format of doing this, and we're gonna basically look at blocks of time, and I'm just gonna say, hey, here's some of the feature games during this time. You know, which games do you like? What game do you like out of here? And or sometimes Rod will say, well, I actually like this game that you didn't mention. And Chris does the same thing to me. Just do it to try and make me look stupid. It's something.
I got a game already. I'm hoping we get into.
Well, we got an 11 o'clock starter. It starts in 10 minutes. Middle Tennessee, Nebraska, Omaha. We've got Illinois, Chicago State. 41-point favorites there. That is 6 touchdowns for those keeping score at home. Xavier 10 over Bradley. Longwood 6.5 over Delaware State, who was usually just straight garbage too. And Memphis against Western Kentucky. Brian, any of those games tickle your fancy?
Bradley kind of tickles my fancy a little bit because Xavier had that crushing win yesterday where they just dominated Oakland. I think the people. Public's fickle. I think they're going to be all over Xavier. If I can get it at 10, which I think is 10.5 now, I'm going to take Bradley Braves here.
Chris, any of those games do it for you?
Yeah, I'm going to take the over between Western Kentucky and Memphis at 150.5. I think, there's not going to be a lot of defense being played in that game. Western Kentucky gave up 87 to Toledo yesterday, and Memphis put up 73 against St. Mary's. I think we're going to see each team hit over 80 here. So give me the over in Western Kentucky, Memphis.
And?
Yeah, Brian, I definitely think you're onto something with that Bradley game. I put on the Xavier game yesterday. I was hoping to see Adam Kunkel, the transfer from Belmont, play, and I didn't get to see anything. And, as I dug deep into this game, it was, I saw 7-seeded 8. For that coach Brian Wardle, and I'm leaning towards Bradley on this. And if you get it at that 10.5, that's definitely nice there. I think everybody is on Xavier yesterday for that huge blowout.
Rod?
I'm looking at this Western Kentucky Memphis game as well. I think Western Kentucky just snuck by Northern Iowa. I don't think they played Toledo.
Oh, sorry, it was Northern Iowa. My fault. Yeah, you're right. It was Bradley and Toledo. Sorry.
You had me all confused. I'm like, what the heck? Toledo? What's going on here? And then Western Kentucky got lucky to win that game. Northern Iowa gave them 17 turnovers. Here you go, handed them the ball. I like Memphis in the spot. Take Memphis minus the 4.5 points. I think they won it. They shouldn't have a problem here beating up on Western Kentucky. Give me Memphis.
I'm with Rod. Memphis is a lot more talented team than we thought they were going to be. We thought they were going to be good. We talked about some of the players that they had on yesterday's show and some of the recruiting wins that they had. But I'll tell you what, Memphis looks even better than that. And I think, even as questionable of a coach as Penny is, I think that he has enough talent on this team that they're going to this team's going to the dance. The other one that I'm also going to give out, I like Longwood against Delaware State. I think anytime you can bet against Delaware State is a good day. And I just double checked. That's what I was doing while these guys were talking. I was double checking, and yeah, just a reminder because I haven't, that Eric's. I know Ann likes to always refer to the coach. Eric Skeeters is 12-51 at Delaware State, so you don't expect him to be coaching them up. They lost to top it on. Not only were they ranked 347th in the nation last year, they lost their best player. So I think we're going to go on Longwood here. We're going to lay the 6.5 against Delaware State. I also like Memphis. We're going to solo the next game. It's Kansas against Gonzaga, and we'll solo this one, and then we'll go back to the thing. Brian, we got Rock Chalk Jayhawk up against the Zags. The Zags lost 3 big guys from their team last year, but still ranked number 1 in the nation, number 2 in some polls. It just depends on where you look. It really doesn't matter, as long as you make the field to 68. That's all you care about. Even seeding in the tournament doesn't matter that much. Once you get past the first round, that's really the only time when seeding means anything, because after that, everyone is very, very good. Brian,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this matchup, probably even more than actually on the same level as the Lions
Got your
and
name on
Texans.
your face there because you're leaning into the corner.
For me, I think if you're betting the over, I think that time has passed. I think this total's gone too high. So for me, I'm going to go with the under from where it sits now at 153.5. So give me the under. I don't think it goes over.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to take the under as well. When I first looked at this game, number immediately popped into my mind, 72-70. I just see this being a close game. It's probably decided in the last few seconds. And so I'm going to take the under. I'm also going to take Kansas in the points. I think I want 4 points in my pocket in this game.
Is that 4 points in your pocket, or are you just glad to see me? And
I'm pleading the fifth.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys on that under there. And, I'm going to lead towards Kansas on this one. Yeah, they have a younger team. They lost Evan Dowson to the NBA, but I'm pretty excited for this younger team. I think they're going to do very well today, especially being home. Give me Kansas and the under.
For me, this game, it's going to come down last second shot. So take the 4 points, put them in your pocket. Kansas did lose a couple guys. They lost Dodson and Asabuku. But they still got good guys. Garrett can still score. David McCormick will he'll shut down the interior there.
was that a double pen bounce there? A double pen bounce. That was a double.
Gotta go. I'm gonna take Kansas. Give me Kansas plus the 4.
Yeah, I love Kansas here. Why not? They're always loaded. It doesn't matter who they lost. College basketball is a team where you can reload. It's not like football where you need. It's not like football where you need a million guys on your team to have all these different players to practice against and stuff. All you need is 6, 7 high school All-Americans, McDonald's high school All-Americans, and Kansas has about 20 of them, right? I mean, that's really all you need. So we got another question from Mark Carey. Wouldn't it be cool if you guys combined one pick each? We do. It's called the best of the live show pick in the premium area. I mean, I don't know. It's like...
We're just about to get it back into that again.
Yeah, we are going to get back into it. Now we have enough games to do it. So we will be doing the best of the live show premium pick. And you can get, basically we have, each of us give a pick, and then we also have a consensus pick, which will be a pick that we all agree upon, and which you guys know is a rare thing, but usually it's a very good thing. Not always, but usually it is. But I like Kansas here. You give me Kansas in the points. I think take a money line here, as well. Why not? Too much value. Anyways, at the 2 o'clock Eastern time slot, we've got St. John's against LaSalle. St. John's escaped with their life yesterday. Nebraska and Nevada. Steve Alford coaching up a storm over there for the Wolfpacks. Surprising. George Mason against Queen's University of Charlotte. No line. Austin P against East Tennessee State. The Governors pushed to overtime in a non-cover against Nebraska Omaha. And that's it for that time slot. Anything there for you, Brian?
Slight lean to St. John's here just because they had a really crappy performance yesterday and barely escaped. So I think that's going to lead people on to LaSalle, and I don't see it really moving off of the 10, 9.5. So I'll lay the points with St. John's. Not going big here, $55.
55.
So here's another good comment. Jersey Mackin said to take the Steelers today. Buy it down to 3. It's like the game's freaking canceled like 3 days ago.
11-0 today.
It's kind of like I saw one of our competitors give out the other day on their video. Penn State against Drexel. It's like the game had been canceled 5 hours before your live show. It's like great, nice research. You must have gone to the Ann Shore School of Research. I'm just kidding.
I love you.
It's like
Thankful for
you
your
know
comments
you're in
today.
when you're in when I'm busting your chops like Rufalo.
Hey, I love it. I know you love me. So.
Rufalo's like
I take it as a compliment.
the sports. I mean,
that's how you show your love, right? Kidding.
yes, that's
Yes,
that's
but,
my
hey,
that's
whatever, I don't care.
that's my love language.
I know I'm good today. So.
My love language is
Whatever.
condescending put downs. Yes.
I can see. Stop being mean to Ann. No, I'm just kidding.
My love language, condescending put downs.
His unconditional love.
Chris, who do you like here?
The only team I was really looking at was Nebraska minus the 3.5. I just think that Nevada's defensive performance is more of a product of North Dakota State just missing the open looks, and Nebraska's more comfortable in their home arena. So I'll take Nebraska here.
And
Kind of with you, Brian, but I'm going to play on the total on this over for the LaSalle St. John's game. LaSalle's 10-3 in conference games over the last 2 years. I think they're going to put up. I think it's going to be a very competitive game. We're going to see high scoring. So take the over at that 143.5.
Rod?
For me, I like the over in Nebraska. And both these teams play high pace. Definitely not playing too much defense there. Running back and forth. Give me the over. Except
I like St. John's. I like St. John's, Nevada, and Austin P out of those three. I like St. John's. I just think that getting that squeaker win yesterday, kind of LaSalle's not good, right? And then you have they're not good at all. Then you have Nevada, who has talent. They lost some players. They lost a bunch of players, but they didn't lose. Todd Bowles is like, they lost 4 starters. Not since yesterday they didn't. And Nebraska played against McNeese State. This is a Nebraska team that has struggled to win away from Lincoln for the last 10 years. And it's like, I don't think they solved all their problems yesterday. I think getting points with Nevada here, you're probably good. I think if Nebraska wins, it'll be one of those last shots if they win. If they don't win, well, it's going to be Nevada by 7, 8 or better. I hate betting on Steve Alford, but I am. And Austin P, just a better team than we saw yesterday. Anyways, we go to the 2:30 West Virginia VCU. Then we go 3 o'clock. Oakland against Toledo. Towson, San Francisco at 3:30. We'll go into the 4 o'clockers. North Carolina Central against Southern. I love those games. And then we've got Auburn against St. Joe's, the Hawks. Brian, anything there? Oh, San Francisco, Towson as well. San Francisco 8.5 over Towson.
I'm going to dip my toes in the water with St. Joe's here, even though I'm worried that the Sharps have gotten in and got out at that 10.5, 9.5 number. It's at 8.5 right now, I believe. But I like St. Joe's here. They could pull the upset. I'll take the points.
They're going to get housed. Chris?
7.5.
They're going to get destroyed. Chris?
I'll take that 7.5.
I'll bet you a box of hats.
Nah.
Chris?
I wonder what my bet's going to be, because I'm taking St. Joe's on the money line. I think they pull off the first real set of the college basketball season. They bring back.
What do you see there? What do you see there for St. Joe's?
It's a young team. Well, for St. Joe's, they're bringing back Ryan Daly, leading scorer in the A10 last year. He had 6.9 rebounds too.
Yeah, but they won nothing. They didn't win a game, right?
But they've at least got more continuity. They're at least more cohesive, and they're more together than what Auburn's bringing together. It's a young team. They don't have their top recruit coming in. He's still being investigated for his eligibility.
That's Bruce Pearl. We know that. It's always like, if the guy gets in, they're really good. If he doesn't get in, I mean, it's every year we go through this with Bruce Pearl.
No, of course. And I just think that there might be, some. I know these guys are ready to get going, but there might be a little bit of a motivation concern for knowing that some of these guys coming into the season, knowing that there's no postseason at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, Oklahoma State looked really
Yeah, but I just think St. Joe's can have the motivation.
Cooper. They brought in they have a good backcourt, but they brought in that guy Cooper.
When they fired Martelli, man, it's like that's just bad juju. It's like they fire your coach and then you win like 4 games the next year, that's really bad. And I know you're a homer. Just tell it.
Yeah, but you know what? It's funny.
How bad is Oakland? I mean, how bad is Oakland?
I can't really talk about it too much. You already know what I'm on here, but I'll go in a different direction. I'll give you Towson plus the points. I'm excited to see those 2 Nigerian brothers play together. And they also have that Jason Gibson, who had like 68 assists and I think it was like 45 3-pointers last year. I just see a big cover here, maybe even a money line win.
It didn't look too effective against Virginia, that's for sure.
When I hear Nigerian brothers,
I didn't get to watch that team.
Yeah, well, Virginia. I mean, it's Virginia.
It's San Francisco.
It's Virginia. It's San Francisco. San Francisco's loaded again. Rod.
I'm gonna go. I like San Francisco here. Give me San Francisco to beat Towson. Towson looked so one-dimensional. All you got to do is cover Nicholas Timberlake, and you get the win. I think San Francisco has no problem doing that. They're just way too one-dimensional for me. San Francisco, I like Auburn. Give me Bruce Pearl.
Yeah,
He'll get his guys, whatever guys he's got. They'll be there. 10+ point win. Auburn. St. Joe's is going to get their butt kicked today.
No shot.
I mean, if you're on Bruce Pearl's payroll, man, you can play. You know, you're basically semi-pro if you're on Auburn. That's what I just don't see. It's like, I mean, Bruce Pearl doesn't.
St. Joe's and their bad defense. All of a sudden they're going to play defense.
Bad juju.
They're horrible.
That's going to be like the Red Sox trading Babe Ruth. It's like you fire like their coach that's been like with you through thick and thin. It's like
it was really hard to watch them last year.
Yeah, it was really hard. Yeah, because they fired their legend. They fired the guy. You know, it's like when the Dolphins fired Don Shula. It was like, oh yeah, that was a good move. A freaking good move. It's like, let's fire Don Shula. It's like worked out real well for the Colts
this year, but it just all makes sense with Auburn. You know, they really have some value. You know, good players coming back in.
They have raw talent. Auburn does, but if you're on Bruce Pearl's team. If you're on Bruce Pearl's team, you're basically a G League player, playing for probably a little bit more than the G League guys make. But I don't know. I don't see it.
Somebody knows something this one.
Yeah.
Now we're all gonna
I know something.
Maybe I can go to this game. Right?
The shops were betting the number at plus 10.5. That number is long gone. Long gone.
Long gone.
I'll try to go to this game and halftime it for you guys later.
Looks like one of the games has started, but we've got or has come off the board.
Oh, that's the beeping?
I heard a doorbell go off.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, someone's at the door.
Yeah, it's the Middle Tennessee.
It's St. Joseph's coming in the back door to cover.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
The best thing that could happen to St. Joe's in that game is they can cancel. I also very, very much like Toledo against Oakland. Oakland, that 52-9 start against Xavier yesterday just was not inspiring to me after, the whole team had left, right? We had talked about how bad Oakland was on the show. And the thing is, I gave out Oakland in the video, and then on the show I gave out Xavier. So it's one of those things, if you watch the live show, you get my updated picks, but definitely Toledo over Oakland and Auburn all day. I mean, I don't even see it. It's not a premium pick, but man, it's
I'd be tempted to take Oakland after getting beat like that.
No, the reason there's a thing like, oh, they got beat like that, so you're gonna find value on the other side. They could get beat worse in this game. They're that bad. They're that bad.
Oh yeah.
When you score 9 points, when it's 52-9 in a college basketball game, that means you're really bad. That doesn't mean like that Xavier's really good. It means you're really bad. That's a problem. 52. I looked at the score. It's 52-9. I was on the golf course. I looked at it. It's 52-9. I did one.
Yeah.
Got St. Mary's against Northern Iowa. That line has inverted. St. Mary's was +1. Now they're -1. We've got Howard against Belmont. Pretty interesting matchup there. Mississippi State against Liberty. Liberty folded like a tent, down by 4 points with 4 minutes left to go, and they don't even cover. It was like, oh, man, did that hurt.
They folded like a tent.
They did fold like a tent.
It's a new one for me to hear.
Well, then you don't watch our show enough. We got
folded like a, no, I know Dumpstify.
LSU against SIU Edwardsville. 28.5 on that one. Without Skylar Mays, right? He's gone from LSU. And Rhode Island against BC for the clam chowder. Brian, any of these do it for you?
I had Northern Iowa yesterday. Really liked them, and they just turned the ball over, They just didn't want to cover that game or win it. I'm going to take St. Mary's here, lay the point. I just think they're the better team. I was wrong about Northern Iowa.
Uh-oh. We've got a lock here. The lock of death.
Oh, God, what is it?
Memphis
Gonzaga.
-4.5. Brian's like, please be Gonzaga. We're all like hoping that, we're all hoping it's the team that we're against. Please be St. Joe's.
I do like Memphis.
Who do you like in this? Any of these?
Well, I
Belmont?
said St. Mary's for me.
St. Mary's? Chris?
I'm on Northern Iowa in that one. I just think that St. Mary's, I think, again,
They lost to everybody.
We're going to see a learning curve for the Gales in the first few games after losing Fitz and Jordan Ford. And 56 points isn't normal for the St. Mary's team. Northern Iowa struggled on defense, but they still put up 87. This is a team that can still score, so I like Northern Iowa there. I like Liberty on the money line. I think they bounced back against Mississippi State. Mississippi State just looked really, really bad. They kept shooting themselves in the foot against Clemson. That's the only shot that they were actually hitting in that game. So I think Liberty wins this game outright. I think Liberty's better than what they showed yesterday. So those were the two I would have: Liberty money line and Northern Iowa.
I think Brian has a premium pick on Gonzaga, Kansas, so you can get his pick in that game there on the side. Right, Brian? Is that correct?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, so you can get his premium on if you want his side. But if you saw people calling UCLA a lock yesterday, didn't happen on this show because every single person on this show took San Diego State, and I wish
my
I
only winner yesterday.
Yeah,
I wish I would have given him out as a premium. The two that I wish I would have given out as premiums that I really liked and were on my card that I didn't give out as premiums were South Dakota State and San Diego State. Both
Drake was the one I missed out on. I gave it out on the free show, but I should have had it as a premium. I'm stupid.
I'm still.
I'm not sure
I'm just
San
bitter
Diego
about
State
that
is
Michigan
premium.
push. I'm still bitter about that.
I like when I'm not going to say it.
I'm bitter about Arizona State. They don't run and foul them in the backcourt to give me at least the push.
What was the score of that game? It was so high scoring. It was
94-88.
Yeah,
I think it was.
it was like.
And I had it at -8.
I gave out the over. It was 151.5. And who do you like in these games? Did you give a pick out in these, Chris?
Yeah, Northern Iowa and Liberty money line.
Who do you like in these games?
You're on to me now?
Yeah, any of these?
I thought you were asking Chris something. Yeah, I actually have a question for you, Brian. I mean, I just capping this LSU-SIU game, and it seems like all the sharps are on SIU, and it just doesn't make sense to me with the conferences, SEC being 3 and Ohio being ranked 25th. So I don't know why. I'm very interested in this game, but I'm going to give this out as my ladies giving a free premium play. Take the over. I love this one here.
Ladies,
you have LSU with their defense was ranked 12th last year, and overall the whole college basketball NCAA is like one.
Yeah, they lost a lot of their
really
key
bad,
players.
like 280, something like that. I remember I was like,
Yeah, this LSU team's not going to look anything like last year's team without Skylar Mays there. That's for sure. So
it's just crazy how the Sharps are all on this underdog here, and they've won.
So do you have a pick? So that's your pick.
Yes, the over. It's my free premium play, ladies giving. Take the over. Something's weird about this game.
Rod.
In that person, I like now Northern Iowa. They were shooting 46% from the floor, 51% from three. They can definitely score. I like Northern Iowa over St. Mary's. I like Liberty. I'll take the 5.5 points. I don't think Mississippi State can shoot any worse than what they did. What was it? 9 of 27 from the free throw land. They're already in my book of can't hit a free throw if their life depended on it. They missed like 8 there at the end. Yuck. Give me Liberty. I also like Boston College. I think they can beat Rhode Island here. Give me Boston College. They looked pretty good yesterday.
I like Belmont against Howard. I'm just mad I missed it as a premium pick. I mean, Howard's terrible, right? They're like one of the worst teams ever. Right? Didn't they win 0 games last year? Something like that.
No, I think they won 3.
3, right?
Was it 3 or 4?
Yeah,
I think it was 3 or 4.
They were really, I remember, because we covered all those games because they were always on like Fridays or Mondays, right? Like those days when nobody else plays. So we covered all those Southern, Florida A&M, Howard, all those teams, and Howard was really one of the worst. And Belmont's like a tournament team traditionally. So I think this is one of those mismatches where it went from 12 to 13.5, but I could see this thing going 25, or more. Because Belmont, they start hitting those outside shots. It's like Belmont plays against like the Dukes and North Carolinas of the world, and they give them fits. They're gonna kill them. I should have given this as a premium. That's a layup. That's my strongest play of the show. Is easily Belmont against Howard. Wow, how did I miss that one?
Maybe the
Probably
line.
because of the line. I don't know when the line came out for that one.
Probably. It's probably what happened is like I got so excited about some of these other games that I really like. I really like that game. I'm gonna bet a couple extra bucks just because I didn't get the premium in on it.
Trying to see if I wrote when that line came out. I was stalking all this
South
stuff.
Dakota State, Utah State, North Texas, Mississippi Valley State, another one of those just horrific teams. Then we've got Clemson and Purdue. The Clemson fans really went to town on me in the comments. They're real. The Clemson fans are awesome after the game. I told you so, even though they never told us to begin with. They're great at that. They always have been. TigerNet. I said it on TigerNet. TigerNet was the first forum that I ever got a death threat in. Love those guys. Arizona State against Villanova. And BYU against New Orleans. Is it the Big Easy? Brian, anything there?
I regret not giving out Boston College yesterday, but as far as these set of games go, I think Villanova takes apart Arizona State today. I think Boston College woke them up, and I like Purdue over Clemson. I just think we're getting value here at close to a pick. I'm +1.5, +1. So Purdue, Villanova.
You're just saying that to piss off the people over at TigerNet so they can roast me some more because they'll blame it on me. They'll blame that pick on me. I took Clemson, and I did a video on it this morning. I took Clemson just so I don't have to hear from those people. I really don't even know. I have no pick in that game, to be honest with you. I don't go by my video.
I like the Big Ten.
Yeah. I think they're overrated. Chris?
Yeah, I like North Texas here.
Cover machine last year, right? Cover machine. They were like as good as Hofstra was to us. North Texas was like equally as good. Remember that cover against Oklahoma? It was like, oh man, it was like, oh.
And then Mississippi Valley State's just those bottom feeders that we love pounding on. But I think I'm also with the over in Villanova, Arizona State, and you know what, I'm going to take Arizona State on the money line here as well. I think this game's a track meet, and I just think Arizona State can outscore Villanova. I think Villanova did get woken up by Boston College, but I just like the shots that Arizona State were hitting last night. Yeah, I know they didn't play defense, but I think if this game turns into a track meet, Arizona State's got the shooters to pull away.
We have no lock picks. So this person here saying, yes, they all have Memphis as a lock pick. I have no lock picks. I'll tell you that right now. Zero
Nothing
lock picks.
I just wish I would have been able to get more college plays out there today because there is some good stuff.
There's some great stuff out there. I was
just-
rushing.
It
Brian's
takes forever
annoying.
with these
Brian's
lines.
sending me messages, and I'm like trying to get college picks. And plus, I was doing videos. Actually, the weirdest thing happened. I did some videos and I lost them. I don't know what happened. It was like I did a bunch more than the ones that I put up this morning. I did like twice that many. I don't know where they went. It's just weird.
I was in love with Colorado State in college football, and that got canceled. Broke my heart.
I loved
yesterday,
Colorado
so
State today.
I thought it was going to be an
my
easy win.
That was my top play for the day. Was Colorado State for football. And anything here you like?
You know what? I don't want the Clemson people getting mad. I did rave about them the other day, but I think I'm going to do Purdue and Clemson. I'll go Purdue and on the under here. Clemson's averaging like 55 points a game. Purdue had
They had one
nice
game.
big win yesterday.
They had one,
I know.
one
They
game.
they
They scored more than 55.
all right.
Didn't they? So,
Oh, that's a check. I tuned in on that game and I was like, wow, that game is a low scoring game. I didn't watch till the end, but Purdue had a nice win over Liberty. Spread is +1. Maybe I'm just going to go Purdue money line on this. And take the under as well. Just lock it all in.
53 points they scored at Clemson.
Yeah, I was like, I tuned in. It was a minute or two left, and it was like 50.
Rod?
4 out of 5 starters return. It's just very low.
Purdue was
For
lousy
me, I
last year.
like Purdue in this one to beat Clemson. I think they're just the better team than Clemson overall. Give me Purdue, North Texas. They're gonna beat up Mississippi Valley State, and I like BYU. I think BYU can come in and beat up New Orleans. Take BYU. They win by 25-30. And the last one, Arizona State. I like Arizona State too, but I'm going to take the points. I'm not going to be as risky as Chris and go for the money line. I'm going to take the Arizona State plus the 5.5. And what I see is 2 3-point game. Last second bucket.
Let's see. So I like North Texas as well. Another one that I missed the boat on in my premium picks. Last year, I remember my wife saying, "I'm going shopping with the girls in Oahu. Is that okay?" Said, "Yeah, North Texas is playing today. Get whatever the hell you want." It's pretty much the way it worked. It's pretty much the way the season went for us last year. It's like North Texas.
My husband's like, I need a new iPhone. I'm like, all right, give me 10 minutes.
Yeah, get North Texas.
See this is on. Give me no
Put
Tell
a
you
dime
about
on
it.
North Texas. Is really what it came down to. So I like North Texas here. I got premium picks on a lot of these other games, so man. I'm really mad I missed that Howard Belmont. It happens. Anyways, Chris, you got any parlays, bird cages, any turkey cages today? Turkey bird cages.
I do have a turkey cage. I'm going to go all money line. I'm going to go Liberty, Kansas, Arizona State. Pays 20-1.
Rod?
For me, I'm going to go Auburn, Kansas, and North Texas.
Auburn, Kansas, North Texas. And
I was going to do 4 here. Let's go Belmont, North Texas, and I'm going to add in 2 totals here, the under for Kansas and Gonzaga, and the over for that LSU. And if you don't want to do those totals, then swipe those 2 out and add in Memphis. So Memphis, Belmont, North Texas. Gonna hit another parlay today.
Brian.
Parlay up Memphis and Villanova minus the points for a nice little 2-game parlay.
Auburn, Memphis, Belmont. For me.
You forgot North Texas.
Yeah.
Did you want them in your parlay?
I'm still bitter that I didn't get him in as a premium. I'm taking those 3. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great holiday. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It is a massive day tomorrow of games. Got huge card of college basketball and a shrinking card of college football, but still a college football card nonetheless. So, anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Have a great day. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you guys at halftime of the Lions-Texans game. I'll also be live at halftime of the Cowboys-Eskimos game. Have a great Thanksgiving day. I'll see you guys in a few hours. And, of course, we'll try and act more professional tomorrow.